Well, we're laughing already, and that's a great way to begin the program. Hi, I am Tim H. Mills, and this is 10 with Tim. I'm your host, and I have a big smile on my face. I love life. I love people. I like sharing stories. And 10 with Tim is designed to be exciting, challenging, and most importantly, real. Let me share just a little bit about me. I was born in Warren, Michigan. My father and my mother worked in Detroit. My dad retired from General Motors and upon retirement moved back to southeastern Kentucky, where he and my mother were both born. My mother in Michigan ran an insurance agency before she and my dad, of course, made again that transition back to the beautiful mountains of southeastern Kentucky, and they made our Kentucky home in a little place called R.J., Kentucky, 5 miles outside of the city of Pineville, the county seat there in Bell County, Kentucky. Bell County is quite historical in and of itself. In 1750, Dr. Thomas Walker blazed the trail, discovering the Cumberland Gap. And Daniel Boone would follow Dr. Walker's instructions and lead with him all the new settlers, making America great, finding a way to the West. My educational background is quite simple. I went to Bell County High School, Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky, and Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary in Fort Worth, Texas. I write. I enjoy writing. I am a syndicated newspaper columnist for some newspapers there in the mountains, writing for the Times Tribune, serving Knox, Whitley, and Laurel counties in Kentucky, for the Mountain Advocate in Barberville, for the Pineville Sun in Pineville, the Middlesboro Daily News in Middlesboro, and the Harlan Daily Enterprise, serving Harlan County, Kentucky, in the cities of Cumberland and Everett and Lynch and Harlan. And also write for the Claiborne Progress in Tazewell and in New Tazewell, Tennessee, covering Claiborne County. Just a little bit about me. My newspaper column is entitled Until Then. It, too, is a positive spin on life, sharing about the things from my life and the people in our area. I always end it with Until Then because when giving positive advice, I know the advice I'm taking. It may not be that you take my advice, but the fact of the matter is, and nevertheless, until then is where we will find ourselves as we journey together in life. As a public speaker, I have really enjoyed sharing my thoughts over the years. One of my favorite motivations is a quote that is not original with me at all. Fact of the matter is, I can't even tell you where I picked up the quote. But I do know this. From the moment I heard it, it made an impact in my life. And I want to share it with you here on this very first inaugural broadcast of 10 with Tim. The statement simply is this: you will be exactly the same person that you are today 10 years from now, with 4 exceptions. The people you meet, the places you go, the experiences you have, and the books you read. Wow. That is quite a statement. 10 with Tim will be 10 minutes about all 4 of those events, people, places, and books. Who would we be without people in our lives? Who would we be without places? This broadcast is being recorded in Nashville, Tennessee. I've lived in Michigan, Kentucky, Florida, Tennessee, Texas, and traveled the world. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you about those places and the experiences I've had in life. Some positive, some negative. Some have helped push us over the hill, and some have kept us in the mud for a while. But the fact of the matter is that people, places, experiences, and books can make a real difference in our lives. It all depends on what we choose to do with that which we experience in our lives. Now, you still may be wondering why this program, or why this outlet? Why Spreaker? Why 10 with Tim? Well, 10 minutes ought to be enough. But I'd love to talk for longer. But the program is designed to be a simple encouragement. Let's take 10 minutes out of our time to laugh. Let's take 10 minutes out of our time to just be still for a moment and listen to as others share about life, about people, places, experiences, and books. You may be wondering why this outlet. Social media is extremely important. It's a way for us to make a difference in people's lives. One of my favorite writers is Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman, a poet, wrote Leaves of Grass. And in his book, he asked a question and gave an answer. The question was simply this: what good among these, O me, O life? The answer, he wrote, that you exist, you have identity, the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. You and I, we're here right now. We are existing. Certainly we've got identity. And the powerful play is going on. I wish I could share with you that if you get depressed, you get down in life, things don't happen as you had planned or dreamed or worked for or thought of, I wish I could tell you that, you know what? Life will stand still until we catch up. But it's not the case. Life goes on. And the fact to the matter is, you and I, me, we, us, we must find a way through whatever our experience is to go on and to write our verse. Sometimes in life it's really simple. We're in the valley. We're surrounded by mountains. We don't really know which mountain to start even climbing. We just know we're not on top of the mountain. And boy, on top of the mountain, that's a great place to be. But if you want to get on top of the mountain, we've got to start climbing. And as sure as we climb and reach the top, life is a cycle, and it will repeat itself all over again. But none, nevertheless, the powerful play goes on, and you and I may contribute a verse. I'm Tim H. Mills, and I want to contribute my verse, 10 with Tim. I hope and I pray that this will be a real encouragement to you, a way for us to connect. You can connect by sending me an email, tim@timhmills.com. We can connect by listening to the broadcast, by sharing it with others, and by sharing what you've learned and what is making a difference in your life. I'm Tim H. Mills. This is 10 with Tim. And I'm excited that you've tuned in for our inaugural broadcast.